the late 1950s, American cars were all about big fins, heavy chrome, and massive V8 engines. They were these huge, thirsty machines. Then, in 1960, Chevrolet rolled out something completely different, the Corvair. This wasn't just another car. It was a radical departure from everything Detroit was building. It was compact, efficient, and engineered with a philosophy that seemed to come straight from Europe. The Corvair dared to challenge the status quo, offering American buyers a taste of something new and exciting. It aimed to compete with the smaller, more fuel-efficient cars like the Volkswagen Beetle that were becoming popular. Chevrolet was betting big that Americans were ready for a change. The most revolutionary part of the Corvair was its engine, and more importantly, where they put it. Instead of a big iron block under the hood, the Corvair had a lightweight, air-cooled, flat-six engine mounted in the rear. This was a design you'd expect to see in a Porsche, not a Chevy. The air-cooled setup meant no radiator, no coolant, and no water pump, which simplified the mechanics quite a bit. This engineering choice gave the car a unique handling characteristic and a very quiet ride from the driver's seat, since the engine was humming away in the back. It was a bold move that set the Corvair apart from every other American car on the road. Beyond the powertrain, the Corvair was also a pioneer in its construction. It was the first Chevrolet to feature a unibody design where the body and frame are a single integrated structure. This was a technique more common in European manufacturing at the time. Getting rid of the heavy separate frame made the car lighter and more rigid. This innovation contributed to its nimble handling and a more spacious interior, since there was no transmission tunnel running through the middle of the cabin. It was a forward-thinking approach to car building that would eventually become the industry standard. But in 1960, it was groundbreaking for a mass-market American vehicle. All these unique features made the Corvair a truly special car. It wasn't just a downsized version of a bigger Chevy. It was engineered from the ground up to be different. It had a fully independent suspension on all four wheels, another feature that was uncommon for American cars of that era. This gave it a smooth ride and responsive handling that felt more like a European sports sedan. The public was intrigued. Here was an American car that was smart, stylish, and fun to drive. For a moment, it seemed like Chevrolet had captured lightning in a bottle and created the car of the future. When the Corvair hit the showrooms, it was an immediate sensation. The automotive press couldn't get enough of it. In its very first year, 1960, Motor Trend magazine named the Corvair its Car of the Year, a huge honor that cemented its status as a game changer. The praise didn't stop there. The car was so significant that it even landed on the cover of Time magazine, a rare feat for any automobile. It was a symbol of American ingenuity and a sign that Detroit was capable of thinking outside the box. The initial sales were strong, and the Corvair line expanded to include coupes, convertibles, and even a station wagon. This early success was built on the car's innovative spirit and its appeal to a new generation of buyers. People loved its clean styling, which was free of the excessive chrome and fins of the previous decade. The car felt modern and sophisticated. The Monza trim level, in particular, with its bucket seats and sporty feel, became a huge hit and is often credited with starting the trend of compact pony cars. The Corvair was more than just transportation. It was a statement. It said you were a discerning driver who valued engineering and style over sheer size and brute force. For a few glorious years, the Corvair was the darling of the automotive world. Then, in 1965, the tide turned dramatically. A young lawyer named Ralph Nader published a book titled Unsafe at Any Speed, and the Corvair was its main target. Nader fiercely criticized the handling of the early 1960 to 1963 models. Focusing on the swing-axle rear suspension design, he argued that under certain conditions it could cause the car to lose control and roll over. The book became a bestseller, and the Corvair's reputation was tarnished almost overnight. The controversy created a public relations nightmare for General Motors, turning their innovative car into a symbol of corporate irresponsibility in the public eye. What made the situation even more unfortunate was that by the time Nader's book was published, Chevrolet had already fixed the problem. Starting with the 1965 model year, the Corvair received a complete redesign, including a beautiful new body and a sophisticated, fully independent rear suspension, similar to the one used in the Corvette. The new Corvair handled beautifully and was a significant improvement, but the damage was done. Despite the engineering upgrades, and even though later studies found the Corvair was no more dangerous than its contemporaries, the unsafe label stuck. Sales plummeted, and the car's fate was sealed. In the midst of the controversy, some people still saw the incredible potential in the Corvair platform. One of those people was the famous American racing driver John Fitch. He believed the redesigned 1965 Corvair was a fantastic sports car in disguise. Fitch decided to create his own version, a custom-built, limited edition sports car that would showcase the Corvair's true capabilities. He called it the Fitch Phoenix. It was built on a shortened Corvair chassis, powered by a Corvair engine that Fitch tuned to produce a potent 170 horsepower. This was a serious performance machine designed to take on the best from Europe. The Fitch Phoenix was more than just a tuned-up Corvair. It was a completely new car with a stunning hand-formed steel body crafted by the Italian coach builder Intermeccanica. The design was sleek and exotic, featuring a distinctive Targa-style removable roof panel, a feature that would later appear on the C3 Corvette. When the Phoenix debuted at the New York Auto Show in 1966, the response was overwhelming. Car magazines raved about its looks and its handling, with some claiming it was superior to both the Porsche 911 and the Corvette of the day. Fitch started taking deposits and had orders for about 100 cars right away. Just as the Phoenix was about to rise, however, its wings were clipped by forces beyond Fitch's control. The same year it debuted, the United States government passed the National Traffic and Motor Vehicle Safety Act. This was largely a response to the outcry created by Nader's book. The new law established strict federal safety standards for all new cars, which would have required expensive crash testing and modifications for a small-scale producer like Fitch. This new regulatory hurdle made the project incredibly difficult and costly to pursue for a low-volume manufacturer. The dream was quickly becoming a bureaucratic nightmare. The final nail in the coffin was Chevrolet's decision to wind down production of the Corvair. With the negative publicity and the internal competition from the new Ford Mustang fighting Camaro, GM saw no future for its rear-engine marvel. Without a steady supply of new Corvair chassis and parts, the Fitch Phoenix project was no longer viable. In the end, only one prototype was ever completed. The beautiful sports car that could have been a true American exotic became a fascinating what-if story in automotive history, a beautiful machine that never got the chance to go into production. Even though its production ended in 1969, the Chevrolet Corvair never truly faded away. For decades, it has maintained a dedicated and passionate following. Today, the Corvair community is stronger than ever, with national organizations like the Corvair Society of America, or Corsa, providing resources, support, and camaraderie for owners and enthusiasts. These clubs host car shows, swap meets, and technical sessions, keeping the spirit of this unique car alive. People who own Corvairs aren't just classic car collectors. They are stewards of a piece of automotive history that dared to be different. For collectors, the Corvair offers a wide range of interesting models to choose from. The sporty Monza coupes and convertibles are perennial favorites, especially the second-generation models from 1965 to 1969, with their beautiful styling and superior suspension. The turbocharged Corsa models are particularly sought after for their impressive performance for the era. Even the more unusual variants, like the Greenbrier van and the rampside pickup truck, have a cult following. Restored examples, like the award-winning 1964 Monza convertible owned by Marty Harris in Florida, prove just how stunning these cars can be when given proper care. What makes the Corvair so special for collectors today is the very thing that made it controversial in its time: its unique engineering. It stands out in any car show as the American compact with a rear-mounted, air-cooled engine. It represents a time when a major American automaker was willing to take a huge risk on a completely unconventional design. It's a conversation starter, a car with a story to tell about innovation, controversy, and resilience. Owning one is like owning a piece of that fascinating history, a testament to a time of bold experimentation in Detroit. Ultimately, the Corvair's legacy is that of a brilliant but misunderstood car. It was ahead of its time in many ways, introducing concepts like unibody construction and a fully independent suspension to the American mainstream. While its reputation was unfairly damaged by a safety controversy, time has been kind to the Corvair. Today, it is remembered not for the scandal, but for its forward-thinking design, its charming character, and its enduring appeal. It remains a beloved classic, a symbol of a moment when Chevrolet dared to build a car that broke all the rules.